Hello, everybody. Welcome to Calf Kick MMA. We are the Calf Kick Bros, and I am Jamie. And on the other side of the computer is the main one himself, Creole. Creole, what's happening? You ready to talk MMA?
Hello, I am. Let's
Ready
do
to
this.
go.
Awesome sauce.
Primed and ready. All right, man. Well, hold on. Of course, Zoom acts weird when you start recording. But anyway, we are coming off the heels of UFC 259. Had Vlojovic versus Adesanya, Nunez versus Anderson, Sterling versus Yawn. We're going to recap that before getting into tonight's main event of Edwards versus Muhammad. And then next week's main event, Brunson and Holland. And hopefully that'll set us kind of ahead of schedule. And a lot of content today to cover, but hopefully we're going to start a Sunday recap show of the previous Saturday night's fights. And we won't have as much to talk about going further with our podcast. I think they're right, Creole.
That's right. I just kind of want to do like a speed round and just do the whole entire kind of like the whole entire card.
All righty. Well, let's start the prelims then. Trevor Jones versus Mario Bautista. Do you remember any of that?
Yes, I do. Trevor Jones hails from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You were
One of the
telling me
good
about
boys.
that. I missed the first two prelims, so I'll let you cover this one and the next one.
Awesome. Trevor Jones actually did a pretty good job. That was his fifth fight, I believe, in the UFC, coming in short notice, and he's won all of his short notice fights. He has another fight coming up in next month. But yeah, he did a really good job against Mario Bautista. He won in 47 seconds going into the second round. Mm-hmm. So it was really good. The second fight of the early prelim card. I just want to say the whole entire prelim cards, the early prelim and the preliminary card was all good. It was so good it made the main card look lackluster.
Yep.
The second fight of the night was Medic versus Cruz.
Yep.
That ended in 140 of the first round with TKO punches. That was the fight where that fight went on a little bit too long. The ref definitely had some money on that fight because he let it go a little bit too long.
That's right. I did catch this one. It was just so short. I think I forgot about it. But Medic, yeah, doesn't look like a very terrifying man, but once he starts laying in his punches, you're like, this dude is maybe a future threat at lightweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was impressive. All right, next up, Amanda Lemos versus Renata Souza, and wow.
Souza's an Invicta champion.
Mm-hmm.
She's a world champion and got dominated by Lemos.
Dominated.
Holy shit. Amanda Lemos hit her twice, and after that Souza just had fear in her eyes, like for the whole entire fight. It was it looked like a little girl was in there with a grown woman and got beat down. It was wow.
Very impressive by Lemos. It was striker versus grappler. Striker won this time. Striker won. Next up, Sean Brady versus Jake Matthews. What you got?
Sean Brady was but first off, both of them looked really good. This was the first it looked like it was going to be the first decision of the night, but Sean Brady went in there, snuck an arm triangle in there the last in the third round. So it was
really dominant.
It was really good, and I was really surprised by both of them. Sean Brady's and Jack Matthews were both really good. Yeah, very impressed with that fight.
I think Jake started winning on the feet, and Brady had to take it to the ground, from what I remember, I believe. And Brady showed a really well-balanced performance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Next up is Kennedy. What is that name? I don't remember. Versus Olberg. What is that last name? You remember
that? Cool. We're just gonna call him Kennedy versus Olberg. Okay. I can say Olberg wrong. Be okay. If you remember this, Alberg dominated the whole entire fight.
Yep. Goldberg's a really good striker. I think he trains with Adesanya out of that same camp.
Yeah, it was shades of Derrick Lewis versus Volkanov, where Alberg just dominated Kennedy the whole entire fight, and it was one of those fights where Alberg was throwing up combinations and was just tagging Kennedy, and Kennedy would throw one punch and Alberg would take a step back. And Alberg got gassed in the first round for throwing too many punches, and Alberg came in there and just started throwing and KO'd him. It was
right. Alberg having some cardio problems for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just thought he was going to breeze through Kennedy or what, but didn't work out for him.
The fight lasted. That was one of the fights that lasted a little bit too long. Where like if the ref would have stepped in the first or like the beginning of the second round was like the fight's over, I wouldn't have been mad because Kennedy was taking a lot of punishment, and it just looked it started to be a little like hard to watch. But Kennedy had comeback of the night.
Yeah, for sure.
Boy, that was
one for him. His striking was leagues below Alberg, but Alberg gassed. So big win for Kennedy. Big setback for Alberg, who shows a lot of potential, but he has some major cardio issues.
That was one of the two huge comebacks of the night.
Right. Next up, we got Tim Elliott versus Jordan Espinoza. Went the decision. What you got?
I really liked Tim Elliott. I liked him that he won the Ultimate Fighter, like the higher number. There's been like 40 of them now. I don't know which number anymore. I just know Tim Elliott won the Ultimate Fighter, and that's probably the last time I saw the Ultimate Fighter as like a whole, because I believe it was that was the one with all the champions on it.
Yes. Yeah.
To come in and fight Demetrius Johnson.
Yep. And then he had a good performance against Johnson.
Just
got dominated still, but against Johnson, it was still a pretty good performance.
If you remember, the only reason we remember that fight, and it just wasn't like a regular Demetrius Johnson domination, was Tim Elliott won the first round.
Yeah. The clip seemed real good at one point. Stuns him.
Tim Elliott dominated Espinoza.
Yeah, there was like some background heat apparently. A woman had been messaging Elliott or something shared some pictures. I guess she was bruised up or something, but Tim Elliott was talking Espinoza on the ground, saying something about woman beater or something like that. And he was getting some revenge. I don't know. He came in with a little extra heat apparently, from what I can understand. I didn't look into it too much, but interesting.
The commentary made it sound a lot worse. I mean, hitting women is a pretty terrible thing, but it made it sound like Tim Elliott came in there and said like something like a lot more worse than what it was, because they had muted the commentary and the fighters.
Really? I didn't notice that.
It like everything was silent for like a good 3-4 seconds.
So okay, that's what happened then. All right, we're going into the main prelim card. Khakhar, France versus Rogerio Botoren.
Our boy Kai.
Yep.
Our boy Kai. Khakhar, France. This was the number 2. This was the second comeback of the night. Khakhar, France was pretty much he was not having a good time in that the first round. Pretty much the whole entire first round. Then the last 5 seconds he came back and KO'd Botoren. It was great. Yeah. I was very happy for Khakhar, France. One of the good old Rising boys. I'm really happy to see him in the win column.
Yep, big time comeback. Comeback's always a very entertaining, very memorable part of the card, and things are looking up for old Khakhar, France. Mm-hmm. Next up, we got Escarof versus Joseph Denavides, and our boy Denavides had a rough night again. What'd you think?
It's time for Benavidez to. I want to say it's time for him to retire, but at the same time, like he
didn't get finished.
Yeah, Yeah, he didn't get finishes.
Definitely outclassed though.
Yeah, Ascarov just outclassed him. That was pretty much it.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah, not much to say. Just a rough night for Joseph Benavidez. Kyler Phillips versus Song Yadong. What you got?
I was very sad about this fight. I love Yadong. Kyler Phillips came in and did what he wanted to do. It was straight up. It was actually a really close round. I mean, it was actually a really close fight. 29-28 all the way across. But
Yeah.
Kyle Phillips Yadong just didn't do enough. That was it.
I don't really remember it, so I don't have much to comment, but just another decision on the prelim. But I remember the next one, Dominic Cruz versus Casey Kinney. And Dominic Cruz pulled out a big win with a very strange post-fight interview. What'd you think?
Dominic Cruz is that I'd rather see him do these fights where he gets to just call out whoever he wants. I don't want him to have a title anymore. His body can't take it. There's no reason for him to he's done enough for the fight game. Just call out people he wants to fight, and he actually called out Casey Kinney. So that was he wanted to be like, yo, if I'm passing the torch, I'm going to pass the torch to like another
To a
one of
younger
my
guy who's also from Arizona.
yeah.
They're both from. But yeah, big performance by Dominic Cruz. He was able to kind of resurrect the old Dominic Cruz a bit in this fight. Still seemed not quite like prime Dominic Cruz, definitely a little over the hill, but I want to see Dominic Cruz fight like a Frankie Edgar, a Jose Aldo, and not call out the what is it, CEO of Monster or whatever he was, the
Yeah,
founder of Monster Energy Drink.
that was weird.
Very weird. And I don't know what that's about. Do you know anything about that situation?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Nope. So let's get to the main card where Alexander Rachik defeated Thiago Santos by decision. Poor performance from Thiago. Big win for Rachik.
Yeah, Santos. It sucks to see. It seems like everybody who's fought John Jones is just been like
goes on a skid after losing to him.
Yeah, it's really weird. And I really wanted Santos to win. I want to see him fight Jan again.
Yes, I was hoping Thiago would win and we'd move in that direction. We're nowhere near that direction now. Rachik has beaten Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos back to back. So two people that had pretty close, decisions with Jones. He gets by both of them pretty easily in a decision.
If you going into the next fight, Islam
Makhachev
awesome.
defeats Drew Dober, arm triangle choke.
This was a really good fight. I like this a lot. I was really rooting for Drew Dober, but Islam came out with the arm triangle in the third round, so which was very impressive. It was. I really like this fight. Islam just grinded out for the win.
Makhachev is Khabib's like number one guy. He's pretty much passing the torch to Islam. There's no way Khabib is coming back with Islam entering the top 10 on his way to a title shot. I don't know why Dana White keeps egging him on, but there's no way he's coming back with Islam getting so close to a title. And Drew Dober, he gave it all he had. But seems like we need to see Islam fight like a Tony Ferguson would be a great matchup next for him.
I believe that's who he called out at the post press conference.
Yeah, then we kind of get the Khabib Tony fight, but it's not Khabib, it's his number one man Islam, and Khabib will be in the corner and they'll be fighting Tony Ferguson. That's a story. That's a main event worthy for any fight night card. I think that's what needs to happen. It'd be fantastic.
I can see Tony Ferguson pulling a Max Holloway, just two-piecing up Islam and looking at Khabib, just screaming, "I'm the best boxer in the world." I can definitely see that.
It would be a fun one to definitely see. I hope that's the direction. I'm already, from what I can tell from Twitter and stuff and just MMA news, there's a lot of mismatch going around in the lightweight division, and who knows who's going to get matched up. Our first championship fight of the night was Jamaine Sterling versus Peter Yawn. Great fight, crazy ending, the first DQ title change in UFC history. And this was a fight where we were cheering for Sterling, or our picks were for Sterling. He had been around the block for a while now. He finally gets a title shot, and he wins the championship, but by DQ. And then I think has the craziest heel turn in MMA history. What you think?
Our Sterling came out the gate like sprinting. He came out the gate sprinting. It was just a fast pace, and then it felt like he was gassing in the
yeah, for sure,
in the middle of the round where Pete and that's when Peter Yawn started doing beautiful takedowns and just breaking apart. But Aljamain Sterling was just I think maybe it was like he shouldn't have been nervous. He had way too many fights in the UFC already.
Yeah, very
but
experienced.
maybe it was just like it was just for the belt. But
ain't nothing like fighting for the world championship.
It was the fact that he came out the gate just sprinting, and he
did that against Sandhagen too, and it was very successful for him. So I'm pretty sure he thought Yawn was kind of the same fighter. Yawn has a complete MMA game, ground game, stand up. This dude's gonna be hard to beat.
I was really impressed with Peter Yawn's
very impressed
takedowns and like side throws, and like just his like judo was great.
Yep. I mean, the man's a monster, and I think Peter Yawn, was kind of the foreign bad guy coming in this fight. Sterling, the hometown USA hero, but leaving the fight, Peter Yawn, full face. Sterling, full heel is what my opinion is, and man, crazy that Sterling, like, he's fully concussed. The stoppage was legit.
Yeah,
but 100%. To let him go do the post-fight interview and continue, and then go to Instagram and Twitter, after the fight, after throwing down the championship. If you're gonna throw the championship down, I don't want to see you with that belt, until the next post-fight press conference where Dana White makes you, hold the belt. You should be like forced to hold it, not go to Twitter immediately after throwing it down and be posing with it and pose with Henry Cejudo. It's crazy. Full heel turn, in my opinion.
Peter, I wanna feel like sorry for Peter Yawn, but it's like you've been in this fight game long enough. You like know the rules. Don't full force knee somebody in the face illegally. Like I'm just like, because when it happened, I wasn't even like, I didn't even say, oh, I was like, you're an idiot.
Oh no, yeah. As soon as he did it, I was like, well, new champ. Thoroughly, like, I thought Anthony Smith, when John Jones fouled him, should have been a DQ. I think he should have took the belt then. But for some reason, the refs leave it in the hands of the concussed fighters, and that makes just no sense to me.
They kept after the first like 30 seconds, I was like, all right, cool, the fight's over with. I was like, it's DQ. It was like 4 minutes of them asking, does he still want to continue? And I was like, what's going on? I was like, if Aljamain Sterling gets up and fight, like, I don't want to see this fight anymore.
Right.
Like, I was like, no. And
like,
it's
he didn't
just
get
weird.
knocked out flat, but it was a legit knee. You saw his head, jerk real quick from the knee, and it's a knee, man. It's gonna put your lights out just about. But Peter Yawn, language barrier. I don't know if his corner was talking English and then started talking Russian or what's going on. Khabib said they told him to throw the knee, and then afterwards, the corner and the translator says they told him to not throw the knee but throw punches. It's chaos.
The post-fight interview, he talks about at the press conference, Yawn just seems like he really he didn't want to like throw his corner under the bus, so he was like,
Right.
so he kind of like it was a weird that's the first thing they asked him. It was a really weird I can't remember what excuse he gave him, but it was like, like it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, he seems like a guy who's not too worried about much. He's pretty confident. I'm sure that he's going to get that belt back pretty quick. Hopefully, it's a rematch. I mean, I don't see how it couldn't be, but Cejudo's all of a sudden not retired and this nonsense. So I have no idea. But let's go to the next fight. Amanda Nunez defeated Megan Anderson. Triangle armbar. I think showed her some mercy with a submission. But what you think?
the last fight of the women's featherweight division.
Yep.
Amanda Nunez did Nunez things, went out there and dominated. Me and you both were going for Anderson, but we knew Nunez was gonna win.
Right. We liked the Megan story. She needed to win to save the featherweight division. She looked like a deer in headlights as soon as Amanda started, putting hands on her, and then Nunez just took it to her. It was just annihilation.
That's next up. Looks like Nunez is probably gonna fight Jake Paul or somebody now. So
yeah, might as well go cash out. That'd be I'd watch that. Nunez versus Jake Paul. I think that after Ben Askren, I think that's the fight to make. And at this point, I think the UFC should like trade their whole featherweight division to Bellator for someone. I don't know who they'd get, but that'd be pretty funny. I think they should
I'd rather see
trade a division for somebody.
I'd rather see Nunez drop the 135 and just hold the featherweight, because she says like she enjoys fighting at it, and I think that is the best Amanda Nunez at 145. She says she feels super comfortable. She says she feels faster and stronger. So obviously, like let her drop the belt for 135 and like hold it. But also, Dana White's trying to set up another third fight with her and
Shevchenko.
Yeah, Shevchenko, which I'm tired of seeing them fight. I'm
all about it because I think Shevchenko won the second fight. So I think there definitely needs to be a third fight. But Shevchenko's so dominant at 125 and has now, lost that 135 weight. She'd have to gain it back. So I don't know. I don't know about that fight. It seems like one of the only fights to make if, Shevchenko defends her belt. I think she defends it in a month or two. If she's pretty dominant in that, which she's probably going to be, you kind of got to do it one more time just to see who is better, who can get the best of each other. And the Megan got her release papers after this fight. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was the last fight on her contract. Gets dominated. Went ahead and released her.
That was her. And it's wild because that was her. Her last. That was her seventh fight of her. That was her seventh fight of her seventh fight on her contract. So I was like, damn, like
she pushed all the chips to the middle and went all in, and didn't work out for her. Let's get into the main event. Yawn Vlojovic versus Israel Adesanya. Izzy takes his first loss, and Yawn Vlojovic proves he is the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world.
Izzy, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The first 3 rounds, I had no idea who was winning the fight. It was a lot of feints. It was a lot of feints. It was a lot of hesitations. It just seemed, even the stats had Izzy winning. And then it reminded me a lot of that fight reminded me a lot of the first fight of Lyoto Machida and Shogun Rua.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know who was winning, and then the 4th round came and Yan with that huge takedown, and I was like, Yan won that round. Then the 5th round came and with another huge takedown. I was like, Yan won that round. So I was like, Yan should win this because I'm pretty sure he wasn't down 3 rounds, but I wasn't for sure. And I guess the way the commentary was talking was pretty much on Izzy's side the whole entire time. I don't really remember the commentary that much.
Me neither. I remember Rogan said, wanted to focus on the feints. Yawn was eating up all the feints. He was reacting to every little thing Izzy did. And I think that he had to because Izzy's that much faster than Yawn. But size was a factor. Izzy's strikes just didn't seem to be affecting Yawn too much. He couldn't land anything clean. Izzy also, wouldn't pull the trigger. So it seemed like, last episode I said it was Yoel Romero's fault when that fight happened, how it turned out. Now I'm looking back, so thinking might have been Izzy's fault too. Izzy seems like he has a couple fights every now and then that where he just can't pull the trigger or something. It's strange. I don't know what exactly he looks for in fights, but it seems like you can somehow freeze him up for a full 25 minutes and implement your game plan, which Yawn did and Yoel Romero didn't in their fight.
That's all I have to say. I feel like the MMA world should be apologizing to Yawn because I wanted Yawn to win, but also at the same time, like the whole entire world was like, Izzy's gonna kill him.
Everybody wanted the super fight with John Jones and Israel. The feud was heating up in 2020, and it turns out that they should have went ahead and made that fight happen while John Jones is bulking and Izzy, thinks he was baddest man on the planet. Wouldn't have went well for Izzy, it turns out, but
not at all.
Not at all. Size is a big factor, and John Jones striking would probably cause Izzy to freeze up enough. I don't know what makes Izzy freeze, but he froze up kind of in the Yoel fight and Yawn. There's something that happens that these opponents do that Israel's trying to figure out, and it freezes him up, it seems like. And he frees up for the whole 25 minutes. And then Yawn went to the takedowns late, which was a genius, which Yoel should have, attempted in their fight, which he didn't. So big time win for Yawn Vlojovic. And any final thoughts on this card?
Once again, the prelims were the early and the prelim cards were both really good. They were so good it made the like I said, it made the main card a little lackluster. One of the things I want to quote Joe Rogan when Amanda Nunez won, and he interviewed him when Rogan had interviewed Nunez. He was like, "You're so good, it's a problem."
It's a problem. It's a big problem. Like, she's so dominant. No one knows who to match up with her. Seems like Juliana Pena is the front runner right now.
Yeah,
you're a big fan of her.
Yep.
You met her in real life. What you think? What's gonna happen if Juliana Pena gets to fight Amanda Nunez?
What would happen? I believe Juliana Pena gets starched in the first round, or that in the later round she comes up with a submission. Juliana Pena is really good at
getting it to the ground.
Yeah, getting it to the ground. She has
making it a dog fight. She has to make it just a nasty, not pretty throwdown fight for her to wrestle, get Nunes somehow to the ground. But yeah, Nunes. I think the fight building up to the actual fight is going to be better than the actual fight probably, but the build up's gonna be fun.
I really like like I said, I really like Juliana Pena a lot, even though I don't know why. Do you know why she's hated? Like, a lot people hate her.
I don't know. I haven't seen too much of that. I think she's popular enough. Now she's got the mom gene coming off of having her first child, right? Wasn't that a year ago or something?
Mm-hmm.
And then she lost to Jamaine, and then got a big victory over who'd she beat? Sarah McMahon?
Sarah McMahon.
Yeah. So she's coming off of a one fight win streak over Sarah McMahon, but the division is so shallow. That'd be all right with her getting a title shot.
But other than that, everything looks. This was a great card. I had really good fun. It was probably one of the best cards in a while, as far as from start to finish. It was really good.
Yep, really good, really long. Let's move on to what's happening tonight. Is the return of Rocky Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad in the main event tonight for 5 rounds. We also got Misha Serkinov versus Ryan Spann. Dan Ige versus Gavin Tucker, and some more fights on there. Anything besides the main event interesting you?
Angela Hill versus Ashley Yoder.
Yep, the headline of the prelim card, Angela Hill, Yoder. That's a pretty good fight.
That was supposed to be like I think two cards, or it's supposed to be on the last card. Ashley Yoder wound up getting COVID-19. So
okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. And Angela Hill was there, but didn't get to fight. So that should be a pretty good fight on the prelims.
I'm actually really excited for Manuel Cape, another one of our Rising boys.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he can pull the trigger this time and not do what he did last time.
Right, lost to Alexander Pantoja his last fight.
Something like that.
Didn't pull the trigger. He was coming. It was his first fight at flyweight since 2018. It looks like, because he was at bantamweight in Rising, came to UFC and dropped to flyweight. So maybe had some tough weight cut or something. Hopefully he straightens that out for this fight, and we see the real Manuel Cape perform.
It's I can't remember the last time I seen somebody like lose and then come back so early. That's weird. It made it seem like Cape won, like the way he
especially going through a whole decision, but that kind of shows you that not a lot was probably happening in that fight. Just kind of got outstruck on the feet for 15 minutes, kind of like a hard spar. So he's able to jump back pretty quick. All right, anybody else you want to talk about before we go into the main event?
Actually really looking forward to the co-main event.
Misha Cirkunov and Ryan Spann.
When you first said Ryan Spann, I heard Brian Stan, and I was like, you like what?
He's
no.
Spann coming off a loss to Johnny Walker. Got KO'd in September. Pretty fast.
I don't know a lot about Spann, but I like Misha a lot.
Yeah, he's coming off a victory with a Peruvian necktie. Very impressive. And he also lost to Johnny Walker back in 2019 really fast. So both men coming off of losses to Johnny Walker. Cirkunov has a win since then, but we need to get something going in the light heavyweights. So hopefully someone has a good performance and gets a ranking.
But as of the main event, the main event, Leon Edwards versus Muhammad. Leon Edwards pretty much needs to win this fight.
For sure. Now's the time. Leon's been gone for,
like 2 years.
Let's see. His last fight was in July 2019 against Rafael dos Anjos, and beating Rafael dos Anjos then was a big deal. Pretty big victory for him, but it hasn't aged the best because Rafael just already dropped back down to lightweight. His welterweight adventure has come to an end. But now Leon needs to make a statement against Muhammad, and Muhammad is coming off a pretty impressive win streak, so that both men have something to prove in this fight.
Also, the Edwards has been trying to fight forever. He was one of the first fighters that had problems traveling with COVID.
Yeah,
because
he got
of COVID.
locked down. Yeah, for a while.
That also he, like, a lot of people haven't heard a lot of people's first time hearing of Leon Edwards was when who's about to fight Kobe, or who you want to fight Kobe? Who fought Usman?
Masvidal?
Masvidal. That was the last time anybody's even heard of Leon Edwards. Masvidal two-pieced him
out. Oh yeah. In the back. Yep. You're right. Post fight, they were on the same card. I think Edwards had called out Masvidal in his post fight, I believe, or I don't know really what happened, but yeah, he got pieced up in the back. He's got a loss to Masvidal he wants to redeem for sure.
First off, it just looked really bad, and somehow nobody got arrested for that. Dana White really doesn't like when that type of stuff happens.
You know,
But
that's when Masvidal started kind of popping off. His popularity started going up after that. 2-piece and a biscuit, or
mhm.
2-piece and a soda. I don't remember. 2-piece and a soda, I think he said. But he
but
served up Leon Edwards that night, so he's still searching for that fight for sure. The man just needs a big win. He needs a finish over Muhammad, and then he needs to fight someone in that upper echelon, Masvidal, Covington, somebody.
let's see what because welterweight stacked. Also what I'm gonna see what number he is.
4? I
Oh,
think he's 4.
he's number 3.
3, which is
The
kind of
fact
crazy
that
because he hasn't fought in so long. I
yeah,
think he should drop a little bit.
well, I think that's because everybody's been losing. So Burns and Usman's beat everybody.
Yeah. And Woodley has kind of fell off the map completely.
Yeah.
But Muhammad's not going to be that easy of a night out for him. He's 18-3, coming off a win over Diego Lima. He's always showed promise. He's been in the UFC for quite a while now. He's looking to break out himself. He seems pretty motivated. Seems like he's talking a big game coming into this fight.
I'm looking at his record right now. Just yeah. Awesome. I actually have no experience on this dude at all. He was in Bellator.
I've seen him fight quite a bit. He does kind of go under the radar. For majority of his career has just been under the radar. But I remember when he debuted in the UFC, he was pretty hyped up, but Alan Jouban shut that down. And then he's just kind of been on some pretty good streaks, but can never put it together enough to get to a top 10 opponent. And this is it. This is it. This is the time to shine against old Leon Edwards. But man, is it a test for him? At the end of the day, my pick is for Leon Edwards. I think he's going to put together a fantastic performance, and we're talking title shot after this, if not a number high ranking opponent.
That dude better. If Leon Edwards wins, he should be fighting for the title. I mean, he's pretty much outlasted everybody.
Yeah,
so.
Just because he hasn't fought for the title yet, he pretty much is the last one in that top 5. Might as well give him a title shot and see if he can fight Usman.
Yeah, just
But it seems like I think we're getting Usman Masvidal, so we might get Edwards Covington.
Do you want to see that fight?
Yep.
Masvidal and Usman again?
Yeah, might as well. Run it back. Masvidal's at an all-time peak in his popularity. He's older, so he might not be able to work up to a title shot if he happens. If he was to fight Edwards and Leon was to squeak by him or beat him pretty definitively, we might not see Masvidal be able to climb the rankings again. So throw him in there. Throw him against Usman one more time. Let's see. Full training camp. Let's see what happens. And let's have Edwards fight Covington.
Do you want to? Is it just that you want to see Masvidal become champion and get that one last chance, or do you?
Yeah, I just want to see him one last chance at the title. He's like I said, he's probably the most popular welterweight. I don't see anybody more popular than him. This is a very more casual take on it. Definitely not following the rankings too much, but throw Masvidal in there. Let's see what happens.
Because that's the fight that everybody wants, except I think that's what a lot of people aren't. Two things people want Masvidal to do: either become champion or fight Colby Covington.
Yeah.
He has a better chance fighting Usman again than I think he can fight Colby Covington 20 times and he'll lose.
Right. Yeah. It's a pretty bad matchup for Masvidal. Covington is clearly the number 2 welterweight in the world.
Yeah.
And if you're going by UFC rankings, champion's Usman, so number 1. He's number 1 ranking welterweight in the world is Colby Covington. Good luck to any of these guys even getting past him. So you kind of got to be careful who you match up with. That's what I'm saying. If he fights Covington, probably not getting a title shot again. Go ahead and give him a title shot. We can see the Covington fight down the road. And all right, now we're done with this card. I think that happens tonight. We'll try tomorrow and do a reaction, recap of this card, so we won't have too big of episodes going forward. We want to break it up on Saturdays, break down the next upcoming Saturday night's fight card, so we're a week ahead, and then we'll recap on Sunday the previous Saturday night's fights. Hope that's not too complicated. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Let's go to next Saturday's fight card, which is headlined by Derrick Brunson and Kevin Holland. Also has Tai Tuivasa, and who is this? Don Tally Mays? I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, we got Gregor Gillespie versus Brad Riddle, Song Ken, Max Griffin. So, and that's pretty much all the fights listed that are official. That's weird. 1 week out, and we got a bunch of announced bouts, but kind of not confirmed.
I think this is weird.
Pretty strange.
March 2021. It's the 13th. I see this whole entire card not existing in a week, and it's gonna be a whole nother card.
Yeah, it just gets some fights get put on the next week's pay-per-view. And I don't know what's going on with this card, but I think it'll happen. Brunson, Holland. Do you just want to talk about that?
Hold on. Is that says Montel Jackson?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I just refreshed
thought that was the
now I have a bigger card. I just refreshed the page, and now the card is more complete. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Montel Jackson. Do you know him? Who's that? Let me see here.
Oh no, I thought that was the black dude that beat CM Punk.
Oh no,
and I'm pretty sure that dude got fired. Mike Jackson.
Yeah. I think he is getting another fight with somebody. I don't remember who, but I feel like I heard Mike Jackson's name pop up not too long ago. All right, let's just talk about the main event. Brunson versus Holland. It's a big middleweight clash. Big mouth Kevin Holland on quite the streak. Very impressive as of late. TKO and Jacare, and then just kind of going through the middleweight division pretty handily. What you think about him?
Kevin Holland, I like him a lot. He's a very confident. He's a confident and harder hitter than Izzy. That's what he reminds me of. He's just a super confident and just a harder hitter. A harder hitter
He obviously hits pretty hard to knock out Jacare from the bottom. Pretty impressive. Definitely number one or two, depending on how you look at it. KO of the year of 2020 was Kevin Holland, and dude's just been on a streak. He was definitely one of the big MVPs coming out of the COVID year. He just kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting, and now we're here. Now he gets his big time fight, Derrick Brunson. Way older at 37. Kevin Holland, I think, still in his 20s. And
he's pretty young. I saw Kevin Holland on the Joe Rogan podcast, which was and it was a really good podcast. I liked him a lot.
Kevin Holland 28, Derrick Brunson 37. So older Derrick Brunson versus a real rising star in Kevin Holland. Big fight for middleweight.
Derrick Brunson has this thing where he doesn't really has losing streaks. It seems like he'll lose one, then win his next two or three. So it just matters where this is placed at.
He loses his big fights.
Yeah.
He doesn't beat the Anderson Silvas, the Jacares, the Adesanyas, Whitaker. He beats everybody else. He does have a victory of Lyoto, but that was at the tail end of Lyoto's UFC career. Everybody had kind of figured him out by then. Kevin Holland has beaten an older Jacare 2 years after Jacare beat Brunson. It seems like Kevin Holland knows how to win the big fights, where Derrick Brunson doesn't pull it together.
I'm pretty excited for the fight. It's like 2 weeks out, so hopefully we get to see it.
No, it's next Saturday. It's 1 week.
Next Saturday.
Tonight is Muhammad Edwards, and then next Saturday is Brunson Holland.
I'm actually, I'm looking for this fight a lot. Song Keenan versus Max Griffin. I don't know why I saw Griffin and I was like, Griffin still? I thought that it was Tyson Griffin.
No.
And I was freaking out.
I think he's fought a bunch of alpha male guys, I think. He had like a beef with the alpha male guys at one point. He's from California. They're from California. I think he's was at the rival alpha male gym. But, alpha male is pretty much non-existent no more.
Alpha male is like one of the new age MMA gangs. Like they're just
not anymore. You don't hear nothing from them no more. I think they're pretty much disbanded because they lost their head coach and Justin Buckles, and that was pretty much the last thing I heard. TJ left, all that mess. I don't know what's going on with them. I'd like to see them make a comeback though. I miss alpha male. But anyway, make some picks, Creo. We got Edwards, Muhammad. I had picked Edwards. What was your pick?
Same. I really want to see Edwards win. Just he's number 3, and he's had like the only good luck Edwards has had was being number 3 and watching everybody else lose. That's his only like good luck. He's had nothing but bad luck the last 2 years. Other than that,
right. He wins in the octagon. He has terrible time outside of the octagon, getting to the octagon. But once he's there, he has a pretty good time.
I think Misha's gonna beat Spann. E's gonna beat Tucker.
All right, that's all we need to do.
All right, and, so next Cape's Saturday's card. Cape's gonna win his fight.
Oh yeah, Cape. Okay, 100% Cape. We're on the Rising train. If you're from Rising, this podcast is right behind you, 100%. All right, so we got Brunson, Holland, next week's main event. What's your pick?
I'm ready for some new guys coming welterweight. Holland's got this. Middleweight.
Holland as well. He's the younger, more aggressive fighter. I think he puts it on Brunson, has a breakout performance, and moving forward, he's getting warmer and warmer to a title shot. All right, well, that wraps up our preview for the card. Anything else exciting happened this week in the MMA world you want to talk about?
I'm happy that you're not a crazy person and thinks that that Sterling was faking.
No. Yes, all the nonsense of he should win an Oscar and stuff. Get out of here. You've never been kneed in the face. It hurts real bad. No, he was really out. They shouldn't have let him do the post-fight press conference. And I think one of the biggest heel turns in MMA history is what Sterling. I think he's going to be a red hot. Everybody's going to hate Sterling. You got the casual people saying he faked it. You're going to have the hardcore people saying, why is he walking around with the title after he threw it on the ground? All I'm saying, if you're going to throw the belt on the ground, I better not see you on Instagram or Twitter posing with it the same night.
The only thing I can see from that is like he didn't want to win the belt that way. He threw it on the ground, and his teammates and coaches picked that up immediately and was like, "We did it."
he did say in I think Ariel interviewed him, but he did say that's what happened. His friends and stuff were giving him the belt still.
Because a lot of people
get Twitter, Instagram. You can let them take pictures and post, but if it's on your feed, I don't want to see it.
Because a lot of people were giving him a flack because it seemed like he was like at his house, and people were having like toast, and it's like, well, cool. His friends, family, and teammates don't care how he got the belt. He has world champion next to his name, and he probably doesn't own the. I'm pretty sure like he does. He probably doesn't run his Instagram, so like his teammates and coaches all put it in there.
Even Matt Serra came out, and he didn't let Matt Serra corner him. Did you hear anything about this?
I know that Matt Serra felt disrespected. That's all I know.
So he's been with him this whole time out of Serra-Longo, training with these guys. He gets finally gets a championship fight, switches camps, and then pretty much kicks his old corner to the curb. So more heel movement from Sterling. He just keeps rolling with it. I can't wait for next week to see what dastardly thing he does.
I think he's gonna calm down since people really didn't like him and Henry Cejudo taking that picture. That was weird and wild.
He's gonna calm down. I think by the rematch, I'm telling you, people gonna be booing him. There was an audience, they would boo. And Yawn, who'd he fight?
Yan,
yeah. I was like, Yawn Vlojovic. No, that's similar names, but I can't find my thingy jigger. Peter Yawn, all these foreign names, man. Yawn's gonna be the big hero coming into the next fight. Everybody's gonna be like, need him again, and that's what I think. And I think Yawn's gonna have no problem. But if Sterling makes some adjustments, slows down early in the fight, I think he still puts on a pretty good performance. It could still go either way, but he needs to make some adjustments before the rematch.
Now that that's happened, where it's been the first time that the title has changed because of a DQ, I think that people need to realize, like, if you're hurt like that, like, most fighters need to be like, hey, like, cool, I can't continue. Like, I win the belt.
They need to take it out of the fighter's hands. It's ridiculous. The ref should call in the doctor. The doctor should come in. The doctor should say he's pretty much out of it. And the ref should say it's over, DQ.
The only thing I can think of for because I thought Anthony Smith also should have
championship.
He should have took it, but also it's like Herb Dean gave him like all the time in the world though to like recover. It was like 10 minutes of a stop fight, and I was like, oh, like Herb Dean's like, we're not doing this like this. And
the reason they don't want to call the fight is because they know if it's looked down upon by Dana's going to obliterate them in the post-fight press conference. So kind of Dana's fault for setting a precedent where he will come after refs for making bad decisions. But I think this is a good decision that you need to make instead of letting a concussed fighter decide for themselves.
Other than that, this week, you probably know a little bit more than me since I don't watch Ariel Helwani interviews. So what have you been hearing?
Just around the MMA community, nothing much. Pretty much, we're waiting on Miocic and Ngannou. I think that's when the excitement's going to start hyping up again. That's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to break down that fight. All right. I think we're done here. What you think?
Yeah, cool. Hopefully we get to see you guys Sunday, tomorrow.
Yes, also. Hopefully it should happen. We're going to make it happen. We will do the our reaction and break down what happened with Edwards and Muhammad. But we are Calf Kick MMA. We are the Calf Kick Bros. You can watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Anchor and Spotify. Sooner or later, once we get enough episodes, I think we get uploaded to Apple Podcast and more platforms. So stay tuned for that. And that's all I got. Creole, got anything to plug? Any last words?
Drink water. Buy Dustin Poirier's hot sauce. Yeah. Game day bucket go boom.
I'm going to order some hot sauce immediately, and we are going to taste test it live coming soon. That's what we're doing. All right. That's all we got, guys. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you on the next one.
Flip side.